Right, hello guys. We've just got in after filming some shots there, so we've just got inside this 1.4 Corsa, haven't we, Craig?
2010 Corsa. It's mine, replacing the old silver Astra that you've seen on our channel before.
Way back in episode 10, I believe.
Episode 10, indeed, yep. With the blue one, yeah. Yeah, it's a fairly standard car. We're just going to do a quick review for you today, because we have got other stuff we need to film. So,
we have, yeah. So it's a quick touch on the interior, isn't it, first?
It is fairly standard. This is an exclusive model, although it's not particularly exclusive. It's the one up from the base model. So you've still got your wheel trims and everything on the outside, but you have got a few more features from the base model.
Yeah, wheel trims, yeah.
Yeah. Not so much of a problem as you might think. Sometimes having alloys can be a bit of a pain.
True.
But anyway, it's one up from the base model. We've got all your standard features, your air conditioning, which does need a regas. After we found out last week when the UK had its, for you overseas viewers, had its hottest day ever on record at 38.7 degrees. Yeah, it certainly reminded me this aircon needs regassing.
For us, that's a biggie. For some guys watching this, it might not seem much, but for us,
in your hotter countries there, you might think that's not too much, but it was absolutely scorching over here, wasn't it? Anyway, moving back on topic. Not a huge amount to say about it, really.
Well, it's just I won't say it's your basic sort of car, but it's just your usual creature comforts. I will say these seats are brilliant. I actually like these seats. They're not
extremely
dull.
Comfortable.
They're not dull in any way. You've got this nice striping that breaks it. They are fairly comfortable. I like these side bolsters that seem... They're not far off being off really sporty seats. They're really...
Well, these are the same seats that I had in my Corsa SRI.
Well, there you go, you see,
just with a different pattern. And they're very comfortable, hold you in place. They're not too bucket-like, they're uncomfortable.
No, they're just, for a car of this nature, they're just about
absolutely perfect. And the thing with the Corsa as well, it's not perfect. It has got a few interior quality issues that I found in my last car. This one seems to be actually holding up a bit better than that, even though that was a newer car. But the thing about it, it is quite cheap on the materials, although Martin has pointed out to me off camera, should prove very hard wearing.
Yes, if you can live with just a bit of tinniness and gratiness, but at the end of the day, how easy these are to clean, and if they get any marks on, they come off easy, or they don't really get dinted or broken. I think this is why sometimes they do it for a reason. It's actually good hard wearing plastics, which is probably what you want.
Doesn't maybe look particularly appealing, but it will do the job.
Serves its purpose, actually. Yeah.
The interior on this car is brightened up slightly from the base model with this nice silver console, and on the steering wheel as well.
Sort of the brushed effect silver, and I like some of these buttons out there. In this car, for a small car, things seem chunky, but the main buttons for the volume and the stereo and the temperature gauge, all big and chunky. Your stalks, I've noticed, seem very big and chunky, but also a bit stubbyish. Yeah. But it's just the nature of how it's laid out.
Stylish. It's not meant to be the most stylish thing in the world, but it's fairly stylish, and it's all nice and neatly laid out.
It is, yeah.
See why they're using a lot as learner cars, can't you? Because they're very easy to understand.
Very user friendly, I'd say. Everything's quite easy to get your head around, which is probably, as I say, like for learners and that in these sort of cars, what you need really. You don't want to be complicated by having to do certain
I think it's a very well packaged car as well, considering it is fairly small. We've got plenty of space in the front, plenty of space in the back, and a fairly decent sized boot as well. Yep. We've not compromised too much on that side of things.
The way I'm sat in this seat at the moment, excellent amount of leg room, and the seat isn't really far back, so I'd say plenty in the back for, I won't say your bigger passengers, but your average size passengers.
The only thing that does surprise me about this car, it's 100 horsepower roundabout on this one, with it being 1.4, and you think with a small car that would feel plenty of power, though I still find it a little bit on the sluggish side. But I think that's probably down to the fact that even though it's a small car, the Corsa is quite a heavy car. Can be an advantage and a disadvantage on that. I suppose good in an accident, fuel economy is not too bad, but yes, it does suffer a little bit in the performance side of things.
So it's not to 60 times out really going to set the world alight on this.
I don't even know what it is. I think it's probably about 12 seconds.
Yeah, you're really not going to be wanting to.
It's not the concern.
Flooring it around, because it is certainly not that sort of car.
Yes, as you can see, you can probably see it is the family hack, and it does serve its purpose. It's very practical. Anything you to add, Martin?
Well, basically, I mean, I'm coming from a car now with all touchscreen malarkey and all that, and how things are lesser with the buttons, but I do notice the display, what we find now, is very tiny, but at the time was cutting edge for these cars. Now you've got a display integrated into the centre of the dash. All your dials are really brilliant and clean and crisp to see.
It does look quite 80s with the orange.
It is sort of gone back, but Vauxhall at the time was using all these sort of orangey digital things in all the cars. I remember my Astras were same, and they ran with it for a long time.
Right up until around about 2014.
It didn't matter if you climbed into a Vectra to an even going into an Insignia, and so it was always orange digital displays. And I think the people who own Vauxhalls warmed to that anyway.
But at the end of the day, it does the job, doesn't it?
It did. It served its purpose, and it still does in a car like this.
But yeah, like I say, replace the silver Astra, and hopefully it'll give me, my family, a few good years of service. We'll touch on it's not the most stylish or,
it is what it is, and it's just a nice little tooling around car really, and. Like I say, its performance figures are never going to set the world on fire, but that's not what this car's about.
That's not what we're designed for. But as we've proven today, and Martin's had a chance to have a ride in it today, which has been a long time since he's been in a Corsa, we can see why it's so popular. It's not just because of the fact there's a lot of dealers about, lots of Vauxhall dealers about. It does the job. It does the job fairly well.
Yeah.
It's not without its problems. You do have a few technical hiccups here and there. I have with all cars that I've had.
You can with any.
But it does the job and it serves its purpose.
But it's not a dark, gloomy place to be in. With a nice light headliner, which I think it needed in a car like this. It is like a metallic grey colour on the outside, which you'll see and all that.
It does the job.
It just does the job. It's one of those says on the tin things, really.
We're aware it's not the most interesting car in the world, but here on Overdrive we do pride ourselves on filming any car, and so along with
the thing, just before we'll wrap up on the interior, I will say this sort of shows us as a whole. We will do bog standard cars like this, and then we'll go to the other end of the scale and pop up some surprises now and again that will make you think, I've never seen one of them. I don't think I'll ever see one again in my time ever again.
And funny you should say that, because we've already filmed such a car, which is the complete opposite end of the spectrum to this. They made thousands and tens of thousands of these.
But not many.
The car we've filmed last week,
last Sunday,
that you will be seeing very soon. They made a very small number of them. It's an incredibly rare car.
So it just shows what Overdrive's all about, from the everyday norm runarounds to the what on earth is that? So that's what you will see.
But for us here today, like I say, we're aware it's not the most interesting car in the world, but we have reminded ourselves today why they are so popular. So I hope you enjoyed that. But from us, we better wrap up.
We will say a quick goodbye for now from the interior of the Corsa. We shall catch you later.
See you next time.
Bye.